Okay, welcome back. This is Two Player NegativeAE. We're back with another Amadeus call. So we had to go real far back for this one because we didn't end up turning our phone off here. And I guess to get the other endings, you need to turn your phone off here. And that's not something that I did. So we're all the way back in, chapter 2? And this is right after we talked to Kurusu and she, made us sick. In my mind, I can see it in it. Yeah, we were asking her about if her logs are being kept and if we can delete them. I should turn off my phone. This is getting bad. I couldn't even stand up. It'd been half a year and things were still like this. Even I was surprised. I resisted the impulse to try and throw up again. Just turn off the phone. I wanted to get away from Kurusu. It wasn't her fault. It was mine. I couldn't become dependent on Amadeus. This wasn't right and I needed to stop. I was blaspheming Kurusu's memory. She had sacrificed herself to send me to the beta world line. I needed to live up to her expectations. I couldn't waste time talking to Kurusu. I needed to accept the fact that I couldn't save her and move on. Cut the power and shut off this call. At least until you meet Dr. Leskinen after this. Get Kurusu out of your mind. Don't panic. Calm down. Turn off the phone. What?
None.
I should really turn my smartphone off until I've calmed down a little. Power off? Okay. So here's where we power off the phone, I believe. Closed epigraph, turn your phone off. Done. The phone went silent. I slowly stood up. If Lukaku saw me like this, he'd worry. Alright, so I don't know what's different. I don't know what's going to be different. It shouldn't let me skip if it's different. I should get out of here. Yeah, it's not going to let me skip. I was staggering a little, but I could walk. I felt very thirsty. Okay, we're back at skip. So I'm going to come back to you guys as soon as we come at another choice, and I will see you guys later. Okay, and we're back, not even a couple of moments later. And the sky was red, black, dotted with columns of thick black smoke. It won't let me skip here, so this is something new. There was so much rubble I couldn't find a place to stand. Screams, gunshots, and the stench. Everyone in this world knew what that smell was. It was the smell of burning. Houses, buildings, cars, motorcycles, trees, grass, and humans. It was the smell of all of them burning together. Something thin and black poked between the piles of rubble. It was a hand. The hand, unmoving, stretched up towards the sky. No, that wasn't the only one. Everywhere I looked, I saw hands, legs, and heads. Parts of what were once human beings were strewn across the ground. I heard a distant gunshot. A shout. Silence. Nothing changed. Just one more body lying on the ground. The whole world was ending. At last people understood. This wasn't the afterlife. This was the real world. Hell. Yes. That's what this was. It was hell. So I actually don't know what that is. A stray sheep. Oh, we're just in a new line entirely. Huh. The world twisted and warped. I felt horribly dizzy. Sometimes my vision would blur for no reason. But this was nothing like that. It was like the mind itself was being wrung apart. Like the world itself was changing. Deja vu. I knew this feeling. This was... Okay, interesting. At last, the color came back to my vision. Last time, it was at the Christmas party, right? This is not at the Christmas party this time. It's on the bridge. All the shots of the pedestrians of the noise passing cars came flooding in at once.
オカリンさん、大丈夫ですか？汗すごいですけど。
I'm actually quite curious. Hold on. So can I look at the log for this? This is just something that I'm curious in. Okay, so what happened before the shit? The girl I like, an image of Kudasuda. No, calm down. Okudin, I'm sorry, that was rude to ask. And then it just changed dates to 2036. And then it went all the way through this 2036 shit, and then went to 2010. Huh. Okay. So it was right in the middle of them asking who I liked, which was a long time ago, back in chapter 2.
気分でも悪いんですか？
Do you not feel well?
Oh,
Oh no.
yeah.
Fubuki and Kade. The two of them were still in front of me. They looked worried. Had I gotten dizzy for a moment?
本当に大丈夫だよ。
I'm fine, really. Thanks for
心
asking.
配してくれてありがとう。
それじゃあ私たち行きますね。
We'll be going.
今度のパーティー楽しみにして
I'm
ます。
looking forward to the party. Nothing really changed. They said their goodbyes and walked towards the station. I watched them go, only halfway paying attention. Wasn't Mayori with them before? What was that? And why did it change just now? None of the passers-by noticed me standing there. They were all experiencing time sequentially, as one connected moment after another. But I knew what I just saw. That's right. I was the one person who understood. That feeling was reading Steiner, which meant that the world line had changed. I should probably save it right here. I know it auto saves at certain points, but I want to have like the stray sheep like in my inventory before any choices pop up. I shook my head and tried to get the idea out of my mind. It was impossible. The world line could only change if someone had altered the past. I've only ever seen world line changes after I'd sent emails through the phone wave named subject to change. But I'd destroyed the phone wave, so that could never happen again. I'd sacrificed Kudasu for it. But then who did this, and how? What if someone had made a device identical to the phone wave? Mayori. I need to see if Mayori is safe. I'll call her right now. Oh, I don't know if this matters, but I will call her right now. I can hear the sound in my ear. There was no sign of her picking up. 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds. Every second made the fear worse. I felt the cold sweat drip down my back. 12 seconds, 13 seconds, 14 seconds. I kept calling and praying anyway. Eventually, after a minute of ringing, the electronic sound suddenly cut off. Hello, Mayushi. Cool. Is that you, Mayori? Are you really? Is it really you? Wait, it's really you, right? That makes sense. Okari, what's wrong? The relaxed, easygoing voice I heard was most definitely belonged to Maori. Jesus.
心配したぞ
I was so worried. I kept calling you, and you didn't pick up.
ああ、ごめんね。
Oh, sorry.
電
My
話
phone was in my
カバンの
bag.
中に入れて
A little clingy, aren't I? It was nothing. No, I know that he's worried for her safety. Nothing happened at all.
もしかして何か
Do you
急な
need
用
something?
事
いや
No, don't worry
気にし
about
な
it.
くていい
I was just feeling nervous.
不安
Nervous?
今どこだ誰かと一緒か
Where are you now? Are you with someone?
これからバイトだよ
I'm going to work.
何時まで
Until when?
8時過ぎぐらいまで
About 8 p.m.
そうか
I see.
分かった
Got it. What time is it now? It looks like it's late. It looks like it's at least 7. And she's going to work until 8?
遊びに来てくれるの
Will you come to see me, Okuni?
いや
No, I'm
今日
busy
は用
today.
事があってな
I can't.
無理だ
バイトが
What was I
終わ
doing?
ったらラボに
I'm
も
going to the lab after I get off work.
分かった
Okay.
もし行けるようだ
If
った
I
ら
can go, we'll meet up there.
そこで
And
合
I'll
流
walk
して
you home.
本
Really? That's
当
rare.
珍しいね
じゃあバ
Bye.
イト頑張れよ
Work hard, okay? I hung up. Maori was safe. Which meant that the world line had probably changed. World line change probably had nothing to do with her. Not that I could let my guard down. Or maybe that was just a daydream and there was no world line change at all. Seemed awfully realistic for that to be the case, though. So if we would have turned off our phone, the world line would have changed there. Just to be safe, I turned on my phone again. The icon was still there, and it was in the same place it had been the last several times I'd used it. Shouldn't we have turned our phone off? I felt a little hesitation, especially after what happened. Huh. Could I really be in contact? Or could I really contact her after that? Yeah, but it's a new world line. But I decided that it was important to see what was going on first, so I tapped the icon.
何言い忘れた
What?
ことでもあった
Did you forget to say something? Kurusu's voice was the same as ever.
怒ってないのか
You're not mad.
怒る
Mad?
して
Why?
だって
Because I just hung up on you, so...
話している途中で
それについてはさっき謝っ
You already apologized for that, just now.
私
I'm
は
not the kind of person to get mad after I've forgiven someone.
さっき
Just now.
ええかけ直してきた
That's
じゃん
right, you called back, didn't you?
かけ直した
Called back, I did.
ほんの7分43
It
秒
was
前だ
only 7 minutes and 43 seconds ago. Did you forget?
俺が謝った
I apologize to you.
お前
大丈夫
Are you okay? Kurusu was evidently telling the truth. She didn't look like she was lying, at least.
何かあったの
What happened? Your expression's totally different than it was a moment ago.
いや
No, I'm fine.
平気だ
I didn't remember that. I remember turning off the phone, but I didn't remember anything about calling her the Amadeus Kurusu back after that. The old me would have just insisted that I was right and she was mistaken. But now I wasn't sure. After all the different pasts I'd experienced and all the sadness and pain I'd gone through, even 6 months later, I was still exhausted. What had really happened and what hadn't? What was right and what was wrong? I wasn't sure anymore. I didn't want to think about it anymore. The past, the future, the fate of our world. I wanted nothing to do with any of it.
随分具合が悪そう誰か知り合い
You're not looking so good.
どこか
Shouldn't you call one of your friends or go rest somewhere? Okabe?
岡部
なあ
Hey, Kurusu. Can I ask you something?
さっき電話した後
Do you know what I was about to do right after I called you just now? Going to meet with Dr. Leskinen and Maho, right? You're supposed to talk about me? Evidently my memories matched hers in that regard. I see. Should I tell Maho about you in advance? No, I'm fine, really. Sorry to worry you. Don't push yourself too hard. I don't want to be the last person you ever talk to. I chuckled bitterly and ended the conversation. That's weird. I called Daru just in case, or Daru too just in case, and evidently I really was on my way to see the professor in Maho. He also told me that almost all of the events of the last few days matched my memory of them, which meant that even if the world line had changed, nothing had changed nearby where I could have seen it. There was no problem, or at least there shouldn't have been a problem. It was possible that the moment of dizziness was just a result of mental illness. Experiencing those same sensations brought up my past trauma and caused my memories to get confused. Maybe that was it. The phone wave didn't exist, so there was no way the past could have changed. That's right. That was all. I kept telling myself this as I went to see the professor. This is weird. Alright, so we're on Maho's ending this time. The world line changed, but we're not sure how it changed or why it changed or what changed about it. You say that your communication with Amadeus is going well so far. I think since we're in a new chapter, we can't skip. So while I'm at it, what about the distance between you and Kurusu? Distance? What do you mean? Do you find yourself getting closer as you talk to her more? Well, a bit more than when we first started talking. A bit? You sure you don't mean a lot? I'm talking to her too, so I can tell. At first she was so mad when she said you ignored 8 of her calls. But now you're quite friendly with each other. It means you've gotten much closer, right? Or that much closer. I understand. I see, wonderful. Leskinen seemed overjoyed by Maho's words. I've got great hopes for this. It's possible that she'll view you as a friend, or perhaps a love interest. A love interest? You don't need to shout, do you? But she's an AI, right? I see. It's precisely that she's an AI that I'm interested. Okay, so here's what's happening in this one. So this one is different because she has emotions, right? Yes, but they were simply running on top of a program. Before I was so set on not being her thing anymore. Like I wasn't going to be her tester anymore. Wasn't it the same as the human brain? He was right. The brain ran electrical signals, so you could say that it had the same structure. The question whether machines have emotions was settled a long time ago. They do. And anyway, Amadeus was designed to mimic the human brain. If the structure is the same, and so is the process, shouldn't that lead to identical results? Which means it's quite possible she could fall in love. In fact, I hope she does. Amadeus falling in love. Oops. Is this an upsetting topic for Maho? Don't you start acting like Kurusu too, Professor. It was a joke. A joke. Maho's scary when she gets mad, so be careful. Yes, I'm well aware. You know, I can hear you, right? Oh, I forgot that I need to call Judy. Lintero. I'll be right back. The professor quickly left the room. He ran away, didn't he? Christ, Kurusu first, another professor? What do they have to make everything about love? You've got that right. Of course, that was always the type of girl she was. Oh, right. Okabe. I had a question. Do you any words that Kurusu really liked? Words? Or numbers or something? Anything that could be a key? What, are you trying to break a password that she set? That's exactly right, I'm impressed. I was right? Is that to like her work computer or something? Nah, her personal laptop. It was at her home. Why do you have something like that? Her mom gave it to me, so I had something to remember her by. I'm trying to figure out what's on it, so I'm looking for a way to crack the password. I thought you might know something. If it's got a password, that means she didn't want anyone seeing it, right? That's true, but if I want to make her the Amadeus Kurusu close to the real one, it would be better to have that data, right? Of course, I'll do my best not to do anything that violates her privacy. I knew what she was trying to say. She might have had some diary on her computer in which she described what she'd been doing with her time there. But sorry, I can't think of anything. Nothing? Yeah. Even if I did know, I don't think I'd tell you. Because there's something you don't want anyone finding out? Computers hold a person's most private secrets these days. Daru talked about that all the time. He was always wondering if there was any way to automatically wipe a computer's hard drive if you died in an accident. Of course, what Daru didn't want anyone to see was probably very different than what was on Kurusu's computer. Beyond that, it was the same idea. I see. She seemed really interested in the contents of the hard drive, but she didn't say anything else. Anyway, I'll be going. I was a little worried about Mayuri too. What do we got on the messages? As far as I know, this doesn't, What the hell are you talking about? Well, I'm playing this H game and it just popped up as a choice. I was wondering what color you'd pick. Honestly, I would have rather asked Mayushi or Luca or Ferristan. They'd called the cops on your ass. Yeah. So I had no choice but to ask you. So what color? Don't get embarrassed, just tell me. Ask Suzuha. Not a chance. She'd slit my throat. Huh. That was new. I got up and went to leave. And then I saw a small ornament that was decorating the floor. Come to think of it, it's almost Christmas. I remembered how excited Mayuri was. Are you staying here for Christmas, Yajo? Yeah, I've still got stuff to do here. Are you spending it with anyone? What? No, I mean like outside of Japan. Don't people usually have Christmas parties with their friends? Sorry, but I don't have any plans like that. And Americans and Europeans don't have Christmas parties. We kinda do. We definitely do. It's just not everybody has them, unless it's like mandatory over in Japan. They spend it with their families. They do have big New Year's parties, I guess. Okay, I understand where they're coming from. Christmas parties exist though. That's like something that people do. I thought I heard something about that on TV somewhere. Well, I don't have any family here, so I'll be alone regardless. But that doesn't mean I'm lonely. Don't get the wrong idea, okay? I like this casual conversation that we're having. Or so she said, but being all alone and on Christmas in a bustling town was probably pretty lonely. Of course, she'd probably get mad if I told her that, so I didn't. Sounds very familiar. When I finished talking to the professor, I went to the lab. I confirmed on the phone that Maori was just fine, but I wanted to see for myself. Wasn't it after that that crazy guy attacked us? I could see the outside of the lights in the lab. I'm trying to remember in my head, like, what happened right after that. I ran up the stairs to get away from the cold and opened the door.
Mayuri, iruka?
Mary, you here? Felt a slight impact on my chest when I opened the door. Oh, sorry. No, I should have been looking where I was going, sorry. Evidently she was just about to leave, or he was just about to leave. God damn it, this game's got me doing it. Lukako looked up at me, apologetic. For some reason he was blushing a little. 'Cause he likes me. Only Dara and Lukako were in the room. There's no sign of Maori or Suzuha. I'm glad. If I'd gotten home a little sooner, I would have missed you. Huh? Were you waiting for something? Yes, but it's nothing important. I just brought you some snacks. You brought us some steamed manju buns, man. Daru had already eaten about half of the box. Someone gave them to us, so you can share them with everyone. I see, thank you. Hey, Lukashi, you good on time? Oh? Kaka looked up at the clock and started to fidget. We're having guest visit at home tonight. Guests? Of yours? No, guests of my father's. For some reason I was asked to be there as well. Normally, he brings people who have had the same hobbies. As he does and talks with them for a long time. Got it. It's all too complicated for me to understand, so I usually just bring them tea, and I'm not sure why he wants me there. Does he talk about religion and stuff? Lukaku's family ran the Yanabayashi Shrine, one of the oldest in Akibara. Evidently not. Last time he was talking about Arike and something about the era of Harumi. Harumi Ariake. Weren't those places... That's Lukashi's daddy for you. Spooky. Do you know what he was talking about? Yeah, I think so. But we can talk about it another time. If you've got company, you should head home. Oh, then I'll be going. I'll see you soon. He bowed deeply and disappeared out the door. I watched him go and then sat down on the sofa. Where's Mayuri? Queen probably? I haven't seen her today. I guess we'll have to wait a little. Or should I go get her? Oh, Okanin, that call earlier. What was that about? He's probably talking about the phone call I placed to him before I went to see the professor. That was... Don't worry about it. I was probably just mistaken. You sure? Okay then, I guess. I remember the strange sensation I'd experienced. I wonder if it was a world-line jump or jump, but several hours had passed and nothing had changed. Actually, I wasn't even sure if I'd experienced it anymore. Memories were like that. Especially for me. Still, Harumi, huh? Look at she's like is a real veteran warrior. What's this about warriors? Suzuha got back before Maori did. Brother Luca's father is a warrior. How come he gets to be brother while I'm stuck being Uncle Okanin? That's right. A warrior among warriors. A man with a history of many battles, you could say. I see. But I thought all his family were all holy men. Oh, I see. They say some holy men can also be warriors. She'd convinced herself. Brother Luca really was amazing. I can accept that. Amazing? What was amazing? I decided to pretend I never heard that. Luca's actually a badass in the future? That'd be crazy. I still felt awkward looking at Suzuha. I avoided coming to the lab mostly to avoid seeing her. Look at him, don't make that face. Evidently she could read my thoughts just from the look on my face. She seemed really upset. I can tell you're avoiding me. You know, it's not your fault though. Wait, Suzuha, where have you been for so long? Were you on a D-date with some boy? Never. Your father won't allow you to make some random guy your boyfriend. No, it's nothing like that. Really? I thought it was a joke, but evidently he was serious about it. His tone was far less joking than usual. It must be hard being a dad. It's true. Then look me in the eye and tell me. Come on. Do you of all people get to say that, Dad? What does that mean? You keep playing those weird games when you need to be spending more time with Mom. That's because two-dimensional girls and three-dimensional girl ones are different. Didn't you say it didn't matter if a girl was 2D or 3D? Oakley, did you have to say that right now? How can you betray me like that? I'd never been on Dario's side when it comes to his hobbies, though. Ahem. Anyway, if it wasn't a boy, then tell your dad what you were doing today. What was I doing? If it wasn't something bad, there should be no problem. Suzuha glanced at me and then sighed in resignation. I was looking for someone. Someone. So it was a boy after all. I told you, it's not like that. A little girl. No, she'd be older now, I guess. That was a strange way to put it. I glanced over at Dario, who looked back at me. Actually, there was another girl in the time machine when I came here. Yeah, okay. So they're going over the backstory of Kagari right here. So it looks like the scenes are relatively different. I never told you. She was looking down her face and see she regretted bringing it up. Who is she? Where is she now? I don't know. I don't know what she's doing now. You don't know. We got separated, you see. In 1998, here in Akibara. That would have been 12 years ago. So it wasn't just Suzuha who came here from the future. It took some time. I mean, so it's like relatively different, but they still hit on the same points. But what happened? You know, we went back to 1975 to find the IBN 5100, right, Uncle? I nodded silently. Somehow we managed to get the IBN 5100, and then we went to 1958. Our mission was to avoid the year 2000 problem. The year 2000 problem. That was one of the big events at the end of the last century, along with Nostradamus' prophecy. But in the end, all the fuss made by the media was nothing but fun. A Y2K, that's right. That's the case. Separated from her. And you used the time machine before you could find her. I didn't have a choice. She ran out of the time machine on her own, and she must have remembered something because she swallowed her words with a bitter expression. Of course, I looked for her. I did small jumps, but as my fuel would allow, but as I looked for her, I could not read today. In the end, she never managed to find her. Good, I know. I guess I understand, but why'd she keep something so important from us? It was my fault that I lost her. I wanted to take responsibility and bring her back for my son. You know me better than that. Dara's words were soft. I'm your dad. When you're in trouble, you can count on me.
父さん
Dad, you want to find her, right? So we'll help. Right, Okunin?
なって
What? Me too. Of course. We're not asking you to change the future. You can do this, right?
まあ
Well, to be honest, after refusing all her requests to save the world, I was feeling a little guilty. I'd like to help her if I could, but I wanted to know what she'd do after she'd found her. So what's her name and age? And is she cute? Daddy will be mad if she's really a man.
女だよ
She's a girl. Okay, then give me her name and measurements too.
3サイズなんて知らないよ
I don't know her measurements. When I last saw her, she was
別
10.
れた時
A lolly, huh?
じゃあ今は
Then she should be 22 now.
はずだな
Name, please.
名前
What?
はカガリ
Her name's Kagiri.
シーナ
Kagiri Sheena.
シーナ
Sheena. Name was an unusual one. Suzuha, was that girl? That's
彼
right.
女の母親の
Her
名前
mother's name was Mayuri
カガリ
Sheena.
だ
Kagiri's is Big Sis Mayu's daughter. It was possible that Mayuri would choose to have a child in the future, but the fact that I'd never even thought about it made the shock that much worse. If she had a daughter, that means she must have had a partner. And that means that partner couldn't be me, because I died in 2025. Wait a second. If she was 10 in 2036, she would have been born in 2026. I'd have to learn more, but if I died in 2025, wasn't it just possible, maybe, barely, that it could be me? That just couldn't be. Just like Suzuha had appeared before Daru, she was going to appear before me. Who was the dad? I couldn't ask. Huh? Wait a second. If her name was Sheena, that means Mayushi didn't change her name. Which
カ
means
ガリは戦災孤児だよ
Kagiri is a war
身寄りが
orphan.
なかった彼
She
女
had no relatives until Big Sis Mayu took her in. That sounds like something she would do. I realized that I was relieved in more ways than one, and I hated myself a little for it. Even if she did marry someone else in the future, as long as that made her happy, it was for the best.
私はマユ姉さんから
Ah,
カガリを頼むって言われ
Big
た
Sis
の
Mayu told me to take care of Kagiri, so this should have never happened.
この子はいつだって
She was always clinging to Big Sis Mayu, and she didn't know anybody this time, so I'm sure she's
その
lonely.
子はどうしてはぐれてしまった
This is a much calmer way of finding out. I forget how I found out before, but it's a much calmer way of finding out. How did you get separated? You said there was some kind of trouble? If she come to a new era in the time machine at 10 years old, Suzuha would have been the only person that she could rely on. There was no way that she'd leave Suzuha and run off on her own.
私にもわからない
I don't know. Or I don't know either, but she got really unstable after we jumped to the past.
精神的にかなり不
That
安
made
定
sense, come to think of it. A young girl just 10 years old was suddenly taken into a world where she knew no one? Of course she would be scared. Do you have any pictures of her?
あ
Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we know what she looks like, too. Because before we didn't know. We just heard that Mayuri had a daughter somehow. And I forget, it wasn't now that we found out. Because we were busy dealing with that guy in the car place. But now that guy, we completely skipped over that guy. Because I turned off my phone. Both of which I would never... I don't know. I don't get that one. One was an adult woman. I couldn't see her face. But maybe it was Mayuri 20 years from now. I don't know. Because why would it turning off my phone change me? Because on the other world line, I didn't call her back. Or did
こ
I?
の子が22
I might have called her
歳
back,
成長してるわ
actually.
けかいまいち想像がつかないな
But turning off my phone just makes it so I can't call her back I don't know. She's 22, huh? It's hard to imagine. That is, if she was still alive. Even if Japan was a safe, peaceful country, it would be hard for a young girl to get by on her own. If she was lucky, she might ask someone to take her in an orphanage, but if she wasn't, Suzuha was probably well aware of the possibility, so I didn't bring it up. Hey Okarin, help us out, okay?
マユリの養女なんだろう。
She's Mayori's adopted daughter, right? I'd like to help.
でも
But are you okay with that,
いい
Suzuha?
のか。
With me
俺
helping?
が手伝っても。
I felt sure that Suzuha was disgusted with me. I had a chance to save the world and I had given up. Would she want help from a person like that?
おじさんさえ良ければ
If you're okay with it, Uncle. The more people, the better.
そうか。
I
だっ
see.
たら
Then
手
I'll
を
help.
出せよ。
Of course, I didn't think this would make up for that.
ありがとう
Thank you.
マユシーの幼女がどう
What's
した
this
の
about Mayushi's daughter? I thought. I was gonna say, I thought I heard a door, maybe. Oh, they were subtle with that shit. But I thought it was just maybe it was like my house or something. Oh, they were subtle with that. Everyone turned around at the sudden voice.
てるー
Okanin, you really did wait for
本
me.
当に待っててくれたんだ
What is it? The moment I saw her, I finally relaxed.
よかった。
I'm so glad, Mayori. I took her small hand in mine and felt the warmth. She was alive.
オカリン
This makes me want to freaking... I wish Mayori's ending was more like Mayori-ish, right? Because like Mayori's ending was kind of like, oh, Mayori died in the process of the blast.
すまない。
But this one is like... I don't know.
別に嫌じゃない
Like I wish there was more like romance between us. No, it didn't bother me, so it's okay. She's always been kind of like ditzy.
いつからいたの
How long were you here for? And I guess it's her personality trait, but I would like to like
来たばっかりだよ
flesh out her character more than just she's a ditz. I was careless. I was so focused on what Suzuha was saying that I didn't see Mayori coming into the room.
ねえね
Hey,
えマユシーの
I heard you talking about Mayushi's daughter?
って聞こえた
What were you talking about? Well, that is... crap. Mayushi knew that Suzuha was from the future, but telling her about her future daughter would be going too far. I needed to change the subject.
マユリはまだまだ幼い。
We were saying that you look so young you could be my daughter. Oh, right. Yeah, Mayushi's a cute young girl.
動画
Yeah, people tell me that I've got a young face a lot. I want to look grown up like Yuki, though.
食べる量だけは立派に大人かもしれない。
Well, you eat enough for 2 grown-ups.
へへ
That wasn't a compliment, Mayori. It's enough to distract her, evidently. It's impressive, actually.
食べ物
Speaking of food, is there anything you want for Christmas?
クリスマス
Christmas?
パーティ
You
ー
mean the party? Yeah,
別に何でもいいぞ。
anything's fine.
食べられるものなら。
As long as it's food, though.
クリスマスパーティー
A Christmas party, huh?
は初めて
Have you never been to one, Susie?
私たちの時代は
Where I come from, we really didn't have time for parties.
でも一度だけ
But I think there was one time where my dad got us a really good chicken from
そ
somewhere.
れをマヨネーさんが調理
Big Sis Mayu said she cooked it, but Dad stopped her.
まとめて
Suzuha was looking at Mayori as if she was remembering the past or the future, as the case might be.
いつもよりほんの少しだけ
It wasn't much more than we usually got, but it did make me happy.
それでも嬉しかったな
In the future, when World War III was going on, there probably wasn't much time for celebration. But even then, Mayori was still Mayori, and trying her best to make everyone happy.
ダル君は何か
Is there anything you want, Daru?
僕は可愛い女の子がサンタコス
If I've got cute girls dressed up in Santa cosplay, that's all I need.
料理は
How much food do we need, you think?
ユキさんと一緒に用意する予
The
定
plan was to make it all with Yuki. Oh, I know. Maybe I'll ask Luca and Ferris for help too.
を手伝ってもらおうか
Mayori's head was full of thoughts about the Christmas party, it seemed.
なオカリンは誰かパーティーに呼びたい人を
Was there anybody you wanted to bring to the party, Okuni?
俺
Me? I
俺
don't
は
really...
別に
I almost said no, but then I remembered someone. Maho Hiajo. She said that Christmas is something you always spend your family with, but... Oh!
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna invite her later and not there, Dr. Leskinen isn't gonna find out about the party, and he's not gonna come to the party. Which means that only Maho will come. How is she gonna spend her Christmas? It was after I walked Mayori home. The second I was alone, I started thinking about this afternoon. If that really was a world line change, then what was the cause? The most likely possibility was that someone had succeeded in developing something like the phone wave. We were able to make one. There was no reason someone else couldn't. Another possibility was then... No. There was no use thinking about it. I was just mistaken. And even if the world line did change, we weren't the cause. We didn't have anything to do with it anymore. Whenever I was alone, I always ended up thinking about things that wouldn't do me any good. I feel you, dude. I do that same thing. I took up my phone and tapped the icon. Interesting. Hello. Kurisu's expression was as self-satisfied as ever. Why are you calling at this hour?
Yeah.
Nothing. I just felt like talking. Did I bother you? No, not really. Talking to you was good for me, you know? She was an AI after all. She wouldn't be bothered no matter the hour. You met with Maho, right?
Oh.
Yeah. What did you talk about? What? I just gave my report about our conversations. Is that all? You didn't invite her anywhere. Are you still going on about that? You better not tell that to Hiajo. She'll still get mad at you. But this is her big chance. I don't want her to waste it. Kurisu seemed insistent on getting me and Maho together. Sheesh. Doesn't she have other things to talk about? Or to think about? Would she have anything to say about that other matter? Hey, question for you. What's the best way to find a missing person? That one came out of nowhere. Or that sure one. Oh my goodness. Just don't do it. Some of her friends and I are trying to find someone. But we don't really know what to do, you see. Tell me the details. Shit. She leaned forward, suddenly interested. She really was a curious girl. Oh no, don't tell her about Kagari. You can't say anything? I'm not the only one involved. But I can't really help you like that, though. You're right. If you could just give me your general thoughts. Well, the best option is to go to the police. That was the obvious and correct answer. Or a private investigator, possibly? Or look at the old newspaper articles. But I guess you were already doing that. I know that. It's like, you don't know what a private investigator is. I definitely do. It looks like it says it's a company, though. A company or corporations or individuals. Got it. I don't know about that. You don't know? You're trying to find someone, and you haven't done that? I just heard about this today. I'll find out later. But Kagari was from the future. Isuza didn't have any personal documents in this era either. Interesting. Which meant that it was unlikely that she'd gone to anybody in the government. So, some people in America use dowsing and clairvoyance to find people, right? Yeah, what? Don't tell me you believe in that stuff. There's no scientific basis whatsoever. That's what I was gonna say. It's like, wait, what kind of...
言ってみただけだ。
No, it was just something that I thought of.
よかった。
Good. If you said yes, I was never going to speak to you again. She was just like
あり
Kudasu.
がとう。参考にな
Thanks,
った
that's a big help.
見つかることを祈ってるわ。
I'll be praying that you find her.
なあ、それと、
Oh, and,
何？
what?
お
Oh, it's nothing.
何？気になる
What?
でしょ。
Now you've got me wondering.
本当に何でもないんだ。
It's nothing,
じ
really.
ゃ
Anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow or something. Why was I just about to say that? I was just about to tell her about Mayori's Christmas party to see if she wanted to go. Kudasu was just an AI. She only existed inside of a computer. I guess I was starting to see her as real.
どう？父さ
Well,
ん。
Dad?
何か
any
手
luck?
がかりはあった？
Okay, so this has been relatively new content. This is, I wonder if it's going to be like this all the time. It looks like all the endings are relatively connected with one another after this point. So we'll be pretty good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let me know if there's anything I can change about these episodes to make them better. I'm always looking for advice. But we're on Maho's ending right now, so I'm interested to see how me and Maho end up doing together. Or if they go into romance at all. I don't know, it'll be cool. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode, whatever it may be, and peace out, you guys.